Atletico Madrid win 2-0 away to Sevilla, Jules. Is this the final nail in Julen Lopetegui's coffin?
It has to be. I'm sorry, but we've highlighted it before. This is not the first time that they don't win. They don't play well. They've been even if they won before the international break, they've been terrible. And there's just no. Clearly, his message is not going through. There's nothing happening on the pitch. There's no changes, nothing. And as much as the players can take responsibility, this is clearly not working for him anymore.
Well,
as well, I think he needs to go too.
1-0, they went all out attacking. That's what was weird, and like they just
they
started
had no
and it was
crazy.
Yeah.
He didn't look like anything at all, and I mean, I'd be very surprised if he's not gone. I mean, I thought he would have gone by now anyway, and I would be very surprised if he's not gone very soon. And I think a certain Mauricio Pochettino would be quite interested in that job for sure.
You think so?
Yeah.
You don't think he's holding out for no?
It might be, but I think this might interest him as well. And speaking of Atletico, Gab, Joao Felix was reportedly unhappy. I mean, you could see on his face anyway at coming on with just 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, and some Spanish papers
why?
made a big deal out of it because afterwards, he was all grumpy and stuff.
It's the same for Cristiano. Why do you bring him on when you 2-0 up with 4 minutes to go? What's the point? You talk about there was no point bringing Cristiano on.
Okay,
Which
first of all,
what's the point there? No, tell me, what's the point?
First of all, you need to wash your mouth out with soap. If I ever hear you say, mention Joao Felix and Cristiano
No. That's
sentence.
not what I said. What's the point of bringing on Joao Felix at the 90th minute when you 2-0 up? What is the point?
I don't know. Maybe so that he can learn from the players on the pitch who put in a shift, who worked hard, all of whom are a lot less talented than he is.
No point.
I don't know. The guy needs to grow up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He's a phenomenal media creation, right? That's all he is, right? At this stage.
Harsh.
No.
Harsh.
No, in relation to how much they paid for him and what he's costing them.
But he's a super talented kid.
He's not a kid anymore.
No, okay, he's a super talented player.
What is he now, 23, 22?
23.
He's 28. I mean, come on.
I know.
What are we going on about?
He's super talented.
And you're going to go and you're going to mope? This is the part. If you don't want to be happy, you internalize it, you channel it, and you say, well, I'm going to make Simeone play me in the next game. This is how you do it.
I mean, the last game, do you remember he took him off and then he went to the tunnel and then I think maybe someone had the word and he came back out to the bench. So it's not the first time.
But sorry, who do you think you are? What have you done?
But you know what?
Nothing.
I was a bit. It was.
He makes me angry because he has talent and it just hasn't gone anywhere.
No, but he knew that this was happening. This was going to happen if he stayed. Why didn't he move in the summer then? In a way, because
if I were
why are you
unkind,
staying?
I would say that the reason he didn't move in the summer
that no one came for him
is the same reason that Cristiano didn't move in the summer, which is that George Mendes. Ultimately, while we think he's got the giant remote controlling all of European football, he doesn't control European football anymore. Not in the same way.
But my point is you cannot be unhappy. You knew exactly what by staying you'd be in for because that's what Simeone does anyway. He did that with you last season and the season before. So you had to accept
Simeone
it.
was hoping that he would develop into a Griezmann type, a guy who has quality. I mean, a good Griezmann, obviously.
Yeah.
A guy who has quality, but then he's also got the intensity and the workforce and become a better rounded player. It just hasn't turned into that. Yeah. Correa is the guy who offers that, and even he can't get on the pitch.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.